What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Rodney, back for another video. Welcome to my channel where I help artists understand the business behind the music. If you are not already subscribed, please go do me a favor and do that. I just hit 100 subscribers. It was a milestone for me. So if you would please help me out, join the family. It would mean so much to me if you would go ahead and do that for me. Now, in today's video, we are going to be going over why you are not getting all your streaming royalties. It's something called SOUNDEXCHANGE, and if you are not up on SOUNDEXCHANGE, you need to get on it. And we are going to be breaking it down what that is and what that means for you as an artist in this video. You want to make money from your talent. We all do. But are you going to get taken advantage of by all these executives, people that have been in the game for so long and they know the ins and outs? Matter of fact, they probably was around when the rules were written. So how is you as a new artist going to come into the game and try to maneuver when they got these quote-unquote sharks, 6ix9ine, in the game, trying to take advantage of everything that's going on? Luckily, though, you got somebody like me, because the music business is complex, but for some strange reason, I like the business side of things, and I like to break it down and come give y'all the juice on what I done found out and what I done figured out, so that way you can really win as an artist out here. So we all know that streams are the new way of getting paid out here when it comes to music. All them albums and all that, that's pretty much dead. But you have to stay on top of your business if you are really going to maximize your potential earnings out here. I've been out here trying all type of business ventures, but it's something about the music that just really stuck and resonated with me in helping artists. That's why I'm able to break down this techno mumbo jumbo that is really written to confuse people and get it to you in a way that you can understand it. Because I truly believe that you can create greatness with the right mindset and with the right information. So we gonna be hopping over into the computer and understand a little bit more about what SOUNDEXCHANGE can do for us. So when we talking about SOUNDEXCHANGE, that has to do with digital performance royalty. You know, so let's go ahead and break this thing down a little bit further so we can understand what that really means for us. So in this article, we are at soundcharts.com. I'll leave that in the link in the description if you want to go check that out for yourself. They have plenty of blogs when it comes to the music industry. So let's go ahead and break this one down. So digital performance royalties, how are they distributed and who earns them? So in the US, recording artists are at something of a disadvantage compared to their peers around the world. So why is that? Since the US does not recognize neighboring rights, recording artists, aka master owners, are not paid royalties when their songs are played on the radio. Hold on, let's break them terms down. Neighboring rights. First of all, let's go over here to this website and find out what neighboring rights are. So, neighboring rights refer to the rights to publicly perform or broadcast a sound recording. Sound recording owners, record labels, and master rights owners and performing artists are entitled to collect neighboring rights royalties whenever their sound recordings are publicly performed on satellite radio such as Sirius XM or internet radio such as Pandora. But so basically, neighboring rights are whenever your record gets played on the radio, whenever it gets played on non-interactive radio. Non-interactive radio is whenever that you don't get to control the radio channels that's going to get played. Whenever you don't get to control what songs getting played, like Pandora, Sirius XM, radio stations, because they don't have a playlist that you can pick and choose from. Those are when neighboring rights come into play. You know what I'm saying? So in the US basically does not respect those unless you are signed up through the right platforms. But that's why we are breaking down in this video to make sure that you get all your money. So continuing on. There's another term we went over, masters. So just in case you don't know what your masters are, we're gonna break that down too. In the music business, a master recording is the official recording of a song sound, or performance, also referred to as a master's. It is the source from which all the later copies are made. So that means you have to own your masters. So let's go down here and say who owns the masters of a song. The owner of the master's right is usually whoever finances the recording. Typically, this is the record label unless you're dealing with an unsigned artist. Come on now. That's how they finesse it. They gonna put up all this money up front so that you can get in their studios, to use their producers, this, that, and the third, so that they can own the rights to your music, so that they can own the masters. But guess what? You record your own music, you write your own music, you compose your own music, you publish your own music, and guess what? You own your masters and you will not sell it, period. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why you on this channel right here, because we understand the business behind the music. So yeah, so moving right along, that's talking about the masters, that's talking about the neighboring rights. So let's get back to what we came for, these digital performance rights. Okay, so, but there's an exception to the rule when it comes to non-interactive digital streaming services, where the user does not choose a specific song. Like we said, non-interactive digital streaming. The reason why these digital services pay royalties to recording artists while radio stations don't is somewhat arbitrary. But the bottom line is, for certain types of public performances, recording artists do receive royalties as long as they're registered with the right collection agency. See, everything right here is a game. It's either you know or you don't know. You feel what I'm saying? So let's think about that. So if they're getting paid, but you don't know about the sign up with these specific entities, then they probably just don't keep your money. It's your money. Go get your money. So boom. All right. In this article, we describe which types of streams generate digital performance royalties, touch on how they're collected and distributed, and tell you what steps you need to take to get royalties you're owed. So before we keep going, let's break down what royalties are, how music royalties work. Okay, so we really want to talk about the digital performance royalties. Let's break that down. Digital performance royalties. Here's where it gets trickier. We warned you. Okay, that's what they're saying. The U.S. rule of not having to pay sound recording owners for radio airplay only applies only to AM, FM terrestrial radio. That means that digital internet radio, satellite radio stations, and cable radio do pay the master owners. And we just broke down what masters means. That means that the digital performance royalties can be considered neighboring rights payments. But since the use is very specific, it's easier to use a separate term to keep up the idea that the U.S. doesn't recognize neighboring rights. For the purpose of digital performance royalties collection, the U.S. government has established a designated collection society, which is SOUNDEXCHANGE. So we're going to write that on the board because y'all already know. That's what we're going to be talking about in this video, SOUNDEXCHANGE. So when it comes to radio, you don't, in essence, those aren't getting paid because it has to do with the neighboring rights. And you know what I'm saying? Neighboring rights in the U.S., for whatever reason, boom, boom, boom. I'm pretty sure they fighting that in litigation and stuff like that. But when it comes to the internet radio, even if it's Pandora, Sirius XM, iHeartRadio, all that stuff, like you get paid for that if you signed up with SOUNDEXCHANGE. SOUNDEXCHANGE is your new best friend. All right. So digital radio platforms must get a statutory license from SOUNDEXCHANGE to use licensed music, and recording artists, labels, and session musicians must register with SOUNDEXCHANGE to collect digital performance royalties. SOUNDEXCHANGE allocates royalties to rights holders based on how often each song was played, with the following breakdown: 45% to featured artists, 5% to non-features artists, and 50% to rights owners of the master recording. That's your money. Go get your money. All right, so we done broke that down. Let's get back to the article at hand. So, what are digital performance royalties? Digital performance royalties are royalties that non-interactive digital streaming services such as Pandora and SiriusXM or countless webcasts found around the web must pay to performing artists each time a sound recording is streamed on their service. In the US, digital performance royalties are collected by SOUNDEXCHANGE. But hey, did y'all think about this? What about the people that use Spotify for free? That can't control the music that they're getting paid for, that they're listening to. Doesn't that fall up underneath the same thing? Non-interactive, you can't really interact with it. You see what I'm saying? It's deep. This SOUNDEXCHANGE is deep. Go get your money now. Okay. Who has to pay digital performance royalties? The term digital performance royalties might suggest that all streaming services have to pay these royalties, but in fact, interactive streaming services do not pay performance royalties to recording artists, just songwriters or composition owners. That's where BMI, ASCAP, CSAT come into play. You are a business like we talk about on this channel. If you are recording your song, that's only one part of it. If you are writing your song, that's two parts of it. If you are publishing your songs, if you are signed up through these PROs like BMI, ASCAP, and CSAT, then you a three-headed monster. Recording, writing, and publishing. That's what you need to be on. All three. You need to be signed up with all these things. You are a business. Stop playing with yourself. Stop being out here. I'm the hottest rapper alive. You're gonna be the hottest rapper alive, but ain't making no money if you ain't got your paperwork right. So you need to sign up with these things right here. We'll break down those in a later video. So PROs are not really the topic of this video. So we gonna kind of keep moving right along. And PROs, that just means performance rights organizations. Just for better understanding. So where were we at? We are at Don't get me wrong, interactive streaming services do pay the recording artists on the platforms. Okay, so they play them on the platforms, but not in the form of performance royalties, neighboring rights. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to digital performance royalties, only non-interactive streaming services and satellite cable radio stations pay up. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have to be on top of this right here. It's a lot. It ain't just, I'm just gonna go to DistroKid and upload it on Spotify and wait. You missing money. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why you must take the time to break down the knowledge of what is really going on behind the business of the music. So, and if you don't want to do it, if you don't want to read it, go to somebody that likes to read it. Just click on my channel, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell and all that, and boom, we gonna be lit. You feel what I'm saying? So, non-interactive digital internet radio. What exactly does non-interactive mean? The term refers to any digital streaming service in which the user does not choose individual songs, but instead the music they hear is chosen algorithmically, in contrast to, for example, Spotify, Apple Music, or Amazon Music, where the user is technically free to play whatever music they want. This category includes popular services like Pandora, iHeartRadio, along with any webcast or terrestrial radio or standalone internet radio stations. So satellite radio. Satellite radio stations such as SiriusXM are also considered digital platforms since they broadcast music by means of digital audio transmission. So satellite radio stations are also required to play digital performance royalties. I think they meant pay right there. But so we're going to continue on. Who earns digital performance royalties? Digital performance royalties as a specific category of royalties only exist in the US. In the rest of the world, digital performance royalties are just a part of a larger landscape of neighboring rights. which are royalties paid to performing artists to compensate for the public performance of their music on the radio. So, in most other countries, recording artists get royalties when their music is played on the radio. It doesn't matter if it's digital or terrestrial. In the US and few other countries, that's not the case, since the US still hasn't signed the Rome Convention of 1961, which instituted neighboring rights to master owners. Only songwriters and publishers are paid royalties when the compositions are featured on the air. So only songwriters and publishers get the money on the air. So you got to be more than a recording artist. You have to sign up with these PROs like BMI, ASCAP, CSEC. If you are a professional, you need to have all your paperwork in line or you are not getting paid, period. So let's continue on. Terrestrial radio provides recording artists with promotion and exposure, and so the reasoning goes, no further compensation is required. So they saying since they promoting you on there and you ain't got your paperwork right because you obviously don't know what's going on, you just a recording artist, they thinking you a dang fool. Oh, since we promoting you, that's your payment right there. Come on, man, we want the money. Nah, we want that green, home. Okay, so then the digital era came about and the U.S. government introduced DPRA, Digital Performance Rights in Sound Recording Act of 1995. That granted owners of a master copyright an exclusive right to perform the copyrighted work publicly by means of a digital audio transmission. DPRA was supposed to protect the revenues of the recording artist as physical sales started to go down, which, as we all know, didn't really work out that well. However, it did create a new right for the owners of master's copyright. The right to perform the copyrighted work publicly by means of a digital audio transmission, thus creating a new royalty in the music industry, digital performance royalties. So, recording artists, typically featured or non-featured artists collectively receive 50% of the royalties each time a song they perform is streamed on a non-interactive digital streaming service. However, depending on how ownership of the master copyright is split, featured artists may earn more than this amount. So, record labels. The other 50% of the digital performance royalties are a sound recording are allocated to the owner of the master copyright. Typically, this is the record label who backed and funded the recording. But what happens if you got your own studio? You own your masters, partner. Okay, so, but record labels and featured artists often agree to split ownership of the master copyright of a sound recording. So, the featured artist may receive a share of this 50% as well. This split scheme is mirroring the concept of the writers and publishers share on the publishing side. The artist holds a 50% of the copyright no matter what, while the other 50% is split between the artist and the representatives based on the deal in place. How are digital performance royalties collected? The U.S. government has designated one collection agency for digital performance royalties: SOUNDEXCHANGE. The big three performance rights organizations, BMI, ASCAP, and CSEC, only collect performance royalties for songwriters, not the recording artists. So the people that write the song and recording artists and the publishers, that's different. You feel me? It's all breaking up. It's levels to this. That's why you got to break it down and understand and know the business behind what you are getting yourself into. It's more than just singing a song and rapping on the beat. It's levels. You feel what I'm saying? So, digital radio platforms and non-interactive digital streaming services must purchase a statutory license from SOUNDEXCHANGE to use licensed music and then report the songs that they play. On the artist side, recording artists, session musicians, and record labels must register with SOUNDEXCHANGE and then receive a certain amount of royalties based on the number of times their music was played. So the streaming platform, they signed up with SoundExchange because they're a business. You're a business, so you need to be signing up with SoundExchange. Okay, so how are digital performance royalties divided? For each stream of a song, the royalties for that stream are divided as follows: 45% to featured artists, 5% to non-featured artists, 50% to the rights owners of the master recording. Okay. Own your masters. If you pay for that studio time, you own your masters. Keep it. Let's do it. Keep in mind that ownership of the master copyright is often split between the recording artist and the record label according to predetermined terms. So a certain percentage of that 50% of the royalties will likely end up in the pockets of the featured artist as well. How to collect digital performance royalties? Join SoundExchange. Simple. One advantage of earning digital performance royalties is that the process is a little more straightforward than the performance royalties earned by songwriters, where there are multiple collection agencies to consider. To earn digital performance royalties when your music is played on a digital streaming service, all you have to do is register with SoundExchange. Signing up with SoundExchange is free, and there are no recurring fees. You can register online at SoundExchange website, so we'll go over there in a second. Conclusion: if you're a music professional outside the U.S. who doesn't deal with the U.S. market, then you don't need to think much about digital performance royalties. But if your music or the music of someone you represent is getting streams on non-interactive digital platforms, then you need to make sure you are a member of SoundExchange. The popularity of digital streaming services continues to grow. So this niche royalty is set to become a more important source of revenue than ever for recording artists. So you're doing yourself a disservice if you are not registered with SoundExchange. Okay, so we're gonna go on head over to SoundExchange website and see how easy it is to sign up for it. You're just gonna click on, you're over here at soundexchange.com. Like I said, I'm gonna leave the link to that article in the description. That way you can find SoundExchange very easy for yourself. We're gonna click on this green register online button. That's gonna bring us over here. Click here to get started. Register today to get the royalties you've earned. So we're gonna sign up. Click here to start. We're gonna go with yourself. What are you registering as? For the sake of this video, we're gonna be you can be a performer, a sound recording copyright owner, or both. I would hope that we're both. So we're gonna go with both. You know what I'm saying? Cause we over here, and click on I here certify that I am at least 18 years or older, and we're gonna keep on pushing. So, cause we business owners over here, so we both. We're gonna put our name in. I'm gonna put my real name in. I'm just gonna make some stuff up, y'all. So don't contact me on this, cause it's not real. It's not real, y'all. I'm just making something up as I go. Just for the sake of the video, so we can get through this, y'all. I ain't trying to make this video too long. Make our country, USA, residential address. Save and continue, zip code. And let go. Let's get it. Okay, save and continue. We got our date of birth. We're gonna put our gender in. Country. We need a valid form of photo identification to. All right, man. I got one on my thing, y'all. Let me look it up, cause I knew that I was gonna have to do all this, but I mean, this is, like I said, these steps is pretty self-explanatory, but I'm gonna make sure that I'm giving y'all, it just in case we can walk through it to make sure that y'all know
how easy it is. So that's my license right here. Y'all don't steal my info now if y'all seen that. Solo artist name, Roddy Rod. Make that. Do you record as a member of any bands? We ain't gonna do all that. We just gonna go with Roddy Rod. Save and continue. Keep on moving right along. Okay. Does this recording copyright own any record labels? We ain't gonna do all that for the time being. We're just gonna keep on going. We ain't gonna pay as a DBA. We just gonna go country of taxation, United States as an individual. Keep on moving forward. Oh yeah, okay. You are required to provide a completed IRS W-9 in order to establish that you are a U.S. person. Of course, you know that y'all want to generate W-9s and all that, but you know, at this time, just for the sake of the video, we're going to keep moving right along. And so, based on your previous answer, we will apply 24% IRS backup withholding tax to all earnings.
So what I'm trying to say, you want to get your W-9 in there, because if not, then you won't have to pay 24%, but you know, for the sake of the video, we're going to pay 24%. Direct deposit. We're just going to click check for right now, because I would suggest y'all get the direct deposit. Choosing direct deposit qualifies you for monthly payments, which are made when at least $100 is incurred, or quarterly payments when $10 is incurred. Okay, so this option is available for registrants with U.S. checking accounts. So I would suggest you get a U.S. checking account, but you know, like I said, for the sake of this video, I ain't gonna put all my info in. So we're just gonna keep on moving right along, and we're gonna say check. Email address for statements. Back to my fake email address. So y'all can email this one, but y'all ain't gonna be emailing me, because I don't know whose email address this is. So if they hitting y'all up and you watching this video, email address, my bad. I just made it up on the spur. Boom, we're gonna save and continue that thing. And we got review your registration before submitting. I mean, pretty much we got everything that we need. Boom, boom, boom. Let's do a little electronic signature. Hit submit. And thank you for submitting your registration. Print your registration. Perform on a much bigger, you know what I'm saying? You a member now. And that's literally how simple it is, y'all, to sign up for SOUNDEXCHANGE. So, but if y'all really trying to take y'all music career to the next level, then you have to understand the business behind the music. A lot of y'all are so talented out there, but it will people that will be taking advantage of you. They will sign you up for 360 deals. And just for example, what a 360 deal is basically saying that I sign you to my record label and I sign you to this 360 contract, and now your name is Lil Toto, and now Lil Toto in the movie, I get money off your movie. I get money off your merch. I get money off everything that you do with the name Lil Toto under it. That's why I was trying to tell y'all for one of the first videos that I dropped. Understand that you are a business. You don't sign your government name on there. You sign your business name on there. Just because in case anything happen, you like, hey, that's my business. That's my LLC. I cut ties with that thing. Ooh, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? So I just showed y'all how easy it was to sign up for SOUNDEXCHANGE. There might be money out there that y'all leaving on the table because these non-interactive royalties are still getting paid. Just because people is coming to these Spotify sites, these Pandora sites, you might get your song played on Sirius XM radio, and the viewers don't have a choice of what song that they're listening to. Those are non-interactive plays, and those plays still count. In order for you to get that money, you must sign up with SOUNDEXCHANGE. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, later on we might break down some more videos about BMI, ASCAP, CSAT, but that really wasn't the scope of this video. So hopefully y'all like the video. If y'all do, make sure y'all leave me a thumbs up. Comment down below what y'all want to see next. If I missed something, you know what I mean? Correct me, you feel me? Hey, I'm all open for corrective criticism, constructive criticism, and that thing, that third. Hey, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel and all that. And until next time, y'all already know. Peace.